TLC, a place, a school, a family that would end up changing my life forever. Now here is the woman who started it all, Maria Bagby.
Hi, I'm Maria Bagby, the owner and executive director here at the Therapeutic Literacy Center. We call ourselves TLC for short, which should be Tender Loving Care, but we were renamed by some students that I will not name, Torture Little Children. Because what we do here is help all learners, anyone from age 6 to 60, with their learning, either with reading, writing, or math. What questions do you have for me?
Okay, what inspired you to start TLC?
That's a good question. I've been an educator for 30 years. I started in kindergarten, I taught middle and high school, I was a building principal, all those things. I just was always upset when there were a few children in every classroom that weren't happy about learning, because learning can and should be fun. Nobody wakes up in the morning and says, I want to have a bad day. No child does that. And so I really did a lot of research and started discovering what doctors and audiologists and occupational therapists and optometrists, what they were all saying about the neurosciences, that our brains are plastic and they can change. So I had to leave the school district in order to figure out how to help those children that were having a tough time in school. It's just not fair.
And how did you find the instruments and equipment to help?
That's a really good question. I started with Linda Mood Bell, learned one program, and then I moved out here to California, and Jill and David Stoll have been doing this work for 30 years. I hooked up with their network, and they're doing similar work. They wrote the book At Wit's End, Ending the Turmoil, or I always say End the Homework Battle. I like that better. So I started working with them. They gave me some equipment. I've worked with some audiologists and developed some equipment from there, and that's pretty much how.
What makes TLC different from any other tutoring center?
That's a very good question. What ultimately makes us different is this continuum. It really describes who we are. These top two levels are what tutors and teachers are trained to do. This is how we're trained, this is what we're paid for, and this is how we're evaluated. Schools and tutors help kids accommodate and access the curriculum. So we just teach more reading, teach more reading, teach more reading if they need help with reading. We, however, go underneath that and say, what's causing that to be difficult? What's causing it learning to read, write, or do math, what's causing that to be difficult? And it's always something underneath, either the internal organization of our bodies, auditory or working memory, visual processing, auditory processing, processing speed, just about all the areas of processing. And many times it's executive function. People will write their assignments but not turn them in. So we have executive function training programs that help those students do that. Once we fix these areas down here, all of the reading and writing and learning becomes much more easy, and everybody starts to like school, even if they didn't before. I always say end the homework battle. Everybody says homework is tough. Well, the reason things are boring is because we're not good at them. And the reason we're not good at them is something needs fixing under here. So as soon as we fix these, reading, writing, and doing math is a lot easier. That's what makes TLC different. We work down underneath where a tutor and a teacher does.